We've called in Alan Dershowitz, Harvard Law Professor Emeritus, lifelong Democrat, author of the upcoming book, The Case Against Impeaching Trump. Good morning to you, Dr.
Good morning.
So what do you make of the leaks out that it sounds like, according to people who have seen this, that James Comey's in trouble, it sounds like the former Attorney General's in trouble, and Mr. McCabe is in trouble?
Well, I think several conclusions. Number one, somebody leaked it because they're afraid it's going to get changed. And they want people like us to see the original. And I hope that Dershowitz holds on to the original draft so he can be questioned about it. Second, it proves that we never needed a special counsel. We have the Inspector General. He is independent. He does a great job. All of this could have been done through the Justice Department. Regular lawyers. You don't need to bring in a multi-million-dollar group of people with a target on the back of specific individuals. That's not the way justice should operate.
Doesn't Michael Horowitz have the power to say we're not scrapping anything, we're keeping everything in this report as is?
No, he really makes a recommendation, but Congress has the power to say to him, produce the original report. Let's see what they changed and why they changed it. Now let's call in the people who changed it and find out why it was changed. Look, let's be fair. If there's something negative about Comey and Comey's lawyer comes and says, no, this isn't accurate, here's proof it isn't accurate, it should be changed. That's due process. But if it's changed for political reasons, that's very different.
Right, but then if you got to litigate everybody's complaint about this, everyone has a lawyer and everyone's got a complaint and everyone's high-powered and everyone's got a lot at stake, we're never going to see this thing, right?
We'll see it, but it will be different from the original, and we're entitled to see every single draft.
Wow,
to know what was changed.
So I want to, if we can, let's fast forward to Andy McCabe. Yesterday, a lot of people were surprised that Abramovich, his lawyer, came out and said, yeah, my guy will go in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee, but he needs immunity. Does Andy McCabe get immunity?
He only gets immunity if he has something substantial to offer. If he has nothing to offer, they call him, he takes the fifth, and people can make their own judgments about that. He has to make a proffer. That is, his lawyer has to come in and say, if you give me immunity, I'm going to give you A, B, C, D. And they have to say, wow, that looks pretty good. How about if you give us E and F also? It's a negotiation.
Sure.
In the end, he'll probably get immunity.
So it's happening now, you think?
So ultimately, if, for instance, the DOJ realizes, wait, there are criminal charges we could launch against him.
They won't give him immunity.
Exactly.
They won't give him immunity because they don't want to be Ollie North. Remember, Ollie North got immunity, was convicted, then the D.C. Circuit overruled it, reversed it, saying, you used immunized testimony. So it makes it a little harder to prosecute.
Yeah, all right. Well, the media has gone a little wild with talking about the president pardoning himself, saying he's above the law. You say that he's weaponizing a cliche. What do you mean by that?
It's the most ridiculous thing to constantly say the president is saying he's above the law. President's spokesmen have said over and over again, no one's above the law. Right. What he's saying is the law gives me certain authority. Just like the law doesn't allow you to prosecute members of Congress for what they said on the floor. Are they above the law? It doesn't allow you to prosecute James Comey or to prosecute Mueller. Prosecutors have immunity. Judges have immunity. It doesn't put them above the law. They are acting within the law. And what President Trump's people are saying is, we think the law authorizes the president to pardon, to fire, and that's not above the law. That's within the law. So let's cut this cliche of above the law.
Do you think Giuliani's helping or hurting the president right now, speaking out so much?
Look, I wish Rudy, who I've known since 1973, is a great lawyer, would stick to representing the president and not opine on North Korea. It's very hard to do many things at the same time. Look, Rudy's a brilliant guy. He has a million ideas, but I think when you're representing the president, you have to stick to lawyering. And if he does that, he'll really serve the interests of the president because he's a great lawyer.
He called out the porn industry yesterday in general, probably not going to help. It's just going to fuel the Stormy Daniels pardon this. But lastly, the president's use of pardons. Yesterday, someone who served over 20 years for one single drug offense, a grandmother, out, a lot of emotion. Do you like the way the president's using his pardons?
Every pardon he's given, with one exception, I think, Arpaia, I disagree with. All the others are good. Yeah. I wish he'd give more pardons. I think presidents ought to give more pardons to people who have gotten excessive sentences. President Obama did it to people who got excessive drug sentences. This president is looking more generally. I like the idea of a president serving as ultimately the last authority on justice. This president has a real gut for justice. I know. I've discussed pardons with him. And when you can persuade him that there's been an injustice, he'll say, we're going to do something about it.
Alice Johnson, who Brian was referring to, was released yesterday. She went outside and she said, "Hallelujah, thank God for Donald J. Trump." She was just on television, and here's a clip of what she had to say.
I would tell President Trump, thank you so much, that I am going to be that one that is going to make you so proud. And I hope that my life will encourage him to do this for others, too.
Well,
Perfect. That's exactly the right thing. He should do it to others. He should set up within the White House a group of people who can look at these hundreds of applications, and if they say to him, "We want you to look at this one," he should look at it. He should bypass the mechanisms of bureaucracy, and he should say, "If my gut tells me this sentence is too long, I'm going to commute."
He's already been criticized, though, for pardoning so much, but Barack Obama, didn't he pardon more people under his administration?
You know, people have different approaches to pardoning. I like this president's kind of gut approach to pardoning. If there's an injustice, let's pardon. Let's make sure he does it for many people, not just people who are close to him and who ask him to pardon. He should have a process for pardoning more people.
I know with your petition, if I'm to believe, I interviewed you years ago about you think Mike Tyson got a raw deal.
I do. I think he got a raw deal. Like I think several of my clients got raw deals. Mike Milken, he's been up for a pardon. There are a lot of people that should be able to apply for pardons, but when I've been somebody's lawyer, I try to stay out of it because I don't have an unbiased view.
Right, and of course, Alan, famously, this particular case where this woman was pardoned yesterday was brought to the president's attention and Jared Kushner's attention by Kim Kardashian. And she has taken so much heat, and the president has too, because what, you turn into a reality show star for advice?
Yeah. If the person gives you good advice about a woman who shouldn't be in jail because she's a grandmother, a great-grandmother, she's done terrific things, I don't care who the advice comes from. I just want to make sure the president's open to hearing advice from anybody. Anybody who writes a compelling letter should get a hearing in front of White House people and get a pardon.
Justice for all is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Alan Dershowitz, it's always good to have you on. Love your expertise.
And look forward to your book coming out.
Thank you.